7, climb to 1 kilometer, initial vector 340, contact cactus control on channel 4, standby 6. Time 0920.
The primary air defense aircraft are the Mirage 2000, the MiG-21 the MiG-23MF and the MiG-29, all aircraft rated amongst the most advanced in the world. The MiG-29 in particular has an extremely potent and lethal airborne interception radar and air-to-air missile combination. Stretching south from the Siachen Glacier, extending all the way to the Arabian Sea, the Indo-Pak face-off occurs over some of the harshest terrain in the world. Most of the ensuing terrain across which the line of control runs is a logistical nightmare, and ever since the partition of the subcontinent in 1947, 4 wars have erupted over the state of Jammu and Kashmir. The identity of India, a large secular state with multiple faiths, tends to come into conflict with that of Pakistan, an avowedly religious state. Pakistan has, for reasons of its own, encouraged religious fundamentalism, especially since the mid-80s. India, on the other hand, has been sucked into a proxy war over the last decade. Lacking the military capability, the situation suits Pakistan. In Jammu and Kashmir, a favorable ratio for any ground offensive is limited by the terrain, and the terrorist hit-and-run tactics enforces very high costs. In this scenario, air power may well play a key role in the future, having the capability of changing the balance decisively in India's favor. The modernization and upgradation of air power is therefore extremely necessary. The environment was treacherous, as were the events during the summer of 1999. Pakistan once again took the initiative, this time in the Kargil sector, to start yet another war with India, the 4th since independence. Initially, it tried to pass it off as an extension of the decade-long proxy war in other parts of Jammu and Kashmir. It denied the participation of its regular army in the intrusion, except for carrying out offensive patrolling along the line of control. Pakistan also claimed that the LOC in this sector was ambiguous, apparently ignoring the delineated and signed maps appended to the Shimla Agreement in 1972.
As you all know, that the enemy has infiltrated across the LOC in the Kargil sector with a possible aim of severing the national highway running from Srinagar towards Leh. This is the first time anywhere in the world that an Air Force has been tasked to undertake operations against an enemy operating at these heights. The role of the Indian Air Force is going to be decisive.
Adopting similar tactics as in 1947-48 and then again in 1965, Pakistani army personnel disguised as Jihadi Mujahideen had actually intruded into the Kargil sector with ambitious military objectives. Cutting off National Highway 1A, which linked Zojila to Kargil and Leh, isolating and capturing the Tortuk sector, occupying Indian territory south of the LOC, and rejuvenating terrorism in the valley, which seemed to be withering after the J&K Assembly and Parliament elections.
Pre-flight briefing for today's mission. Mission is medium-level tactical recce in Dras, Kargil and Batalik sectors. The route for today's sortie is from Agra, Aligarh, Dehradun, Kullu, Leh to the 7 target areas and landing at Srinagar.
The first few recce's confirmed the seriousness of the situation. On 21st May 1999, a shoulder-fire Stinger missile damaged a Canberra over the Batalik sector. The message was clear.
The task of my squadron was to move to Valley to further strengthen the air defense cover and also to keep Pakistani Air Force at bay. The formidable MiG-29, armed with beyond visual range missiles, moved at a short notice to the valley. Our task was to provide air defense cover to our ground forces and to retain favorable air association over the objective area. This enabled MiG-21, MiG-27, Jaguar and Mirages to operate freely and engage their target. After air recce missions, the strike mission was flown under air defense cover provided by MiG-29s. On at least 2 occasions, F-16 was sighted flying close to line of control. We could identify them from their radar signature. On both occasions, they were successfully chased away by us inside their border.
MiG-29s also undertook filming missions of Tiger Hill, in which they picked up a newly set up enemy camp that was then neutralized within 4 hours. Constantly keeping a vigil over Kargil and Batalik, MiG-29s alone flew over 300 missions during Op Safed Sagar.
I've just come back from a successful 4 aircraft mission. We got one hostile track close to the border and we chased him across the line of control. This is getting really exciting. I hope next time he comes a little closer.
With the BVR capabilities of MiG-29s keeping the Pakistani Air Force out of the Kargil war, Jaguars fitted with Vicon cameras were streaking along the target areas.
Black formation cleared for takeoff. After takeoff, turn right heading 020, traffic crossing above you 2.5 kilometers.
Flying often even in marginal weather conditions, their pilots were trying to do a job that was akin to searching for a needle in a haystack. Amazingly, they often picked up the infiltrators and filmed them from low levels, sometimes from heights of just 500 feet, picking them up in their cameras and returning to base.
Tiger formation, clear to land. 1 aircraft, end of runway.
Flew over the Kargil, over the mission. The task was to film the intruders, their bunkers, their ammunition depots, pinpoint the exact position and give it to the army for the future attack.
With the help of pictures, specialists would then work out the coordinates for pinpointing targets for strike aircraft to come in and neutralize enemy positions or pass on the same films to the army, who would then launch their attacks accordingly.
Coming out of this way and just to the right of this is the target.
The stage was set, and with the decision to marshal the strike potential of air power taken, the IAF launched its aircraft, firing the first shots in anger since the 1971 Bangladesh War. Despite initial apprehensions and reverses of employing air power at these high altitudes, for the first time in India's history, the IAF was being used as a decisive weapon of war.
We, the sword arms, look after the air defense of the valley from Siachen Glacier to Udhampur sector in south. On 26 May 1999, the squadron was inducted into Operation Safed Sagar and flew the first mission over Toroling, which was led by then the CEO of the squadron, Wing Commander Randhawa. And on the same day, the CRC mission was also flown from the squadron which was led by Flight Lieutenant Abhyankar.